and welcome back. So for the third video I want to teach you guys is called Broken Car. The reason why I called it Broken Car is because basically we just deal with a lot of the mid-range and high-range frequencies. And so it might be very annoying to play this synth, but in reality it can actually add a lot of depth to your track. So I'm going to play the patch before this as well as the patch before that in sequence with playing this video. So enjoy the demo and I'll show you how to make this very harsh sounding mid-high range lead. Bless you. So that's the synth. So it's very annoying, as you can tell. I would have to say one of my #1 rules of thumb is creating a combinator. Hold everything nice and tidy. We're going to create a instance of Maelstrom. Right click on it, reset device to create an initialized patch. Take the index of the mod wheel to 12. Boop. Take the shift to -64 and take the mod to -64 as well. So for the mod B, we're going to take mod A and turn that off. For mod B, we're going to choose curve 17. I'm a huge fan of this ever since I found it. I'm going to turn on sync. I'm going to set my rate to 2/4. I want to boost my volume all the way, as well as my mod A. So my first oscillator A is going to basically be a FM bass, third one from the top. Leave the octave in the middle, take the motion all the way down, and I think we move the index, but I'm not quite sure. I think we only move it like a smidge. And no, we don't. So that's my bad. The next oscillator we want to turn on is, instead of sine wave, we're going to choose throat. And we're going to boost it up an octave and make sure it's not routed to B. So I'm going to turn on these two buttons, these two routing buttons for oscillator A. I want to turn on basically my shaper and leave everything else off. But make sure the routing is still set. I want to turn on clip. I want to boost the amount to 94. And we're already starting to notice a lot of differences. So basically I'm going to create a pulverizer to tidy things up a bit. I think we actually link. Yeah, so I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to take my mod B and attach it to my follower down here. Not this modulation output, but the audio modulation input right here. And tab to flip back over. And I'm basically going to boost the squash to 31%, my dirt to 47%. I want to take it to low pass plus notch, so make sure that frequency is all the way back. I'm going to take my peak to 44. I want to turn on my pulverizer to rate to about 37%. I'm also going to take my follower to frequency to 44%, and I'm going to boost the threshold to 34, my attack to 30, and my release to around like 73 or something. Something like that. Anyways, I want to turn on my sync and spread. For the sync, we're going to take this to basically 2/4. Actually, much lower than that, 4/4. And make sure there's like 68% on the volume. And let's see where we are now. Very, very clippy and choppy. So basically, I'm going to create a, what the crap is this called? Envelope controlled filter. It should really just be called ECF for short. Anyways, after this, the only way to really make this into effect is really adding another pulverizer. We hit tab to flip it over, and I'm taking my frequency CV and plugging it into my follower. Now if we hit tab again, tab, tab, I'm going to basically just use this as a comb filter. So I'm going to set it to comb. I want to set my frequency all the way pretty much to 46.3 and my peak at 0. I then take my follower and boost it to 48%, my threshold to 28, and my release to 46. I turn on my sync and my spread. My sync should be set to 1/8, and that should do it for that. Now, if we go back to our ECF, I'm going to take my frequency to 34, my resonance to 50, envelope amount to 53, and the velocity, make sure that's at 0, and make sure it's a bandpass. I don't think the gate does anything, but it's just cool to have there. So basically, after we have this, we're going to use our PEQ2 and just duplicate it a whole bunch of times. About 4 or 5 times, because we're taking raw signal and we're just running it through a ton of effects and not taking out frequencies in between. The reason for this is basically, I'm also going to attach a maximizer, but the reason for this is simple. It's because once everything is all processed out, it's a lot easier to take out frequencies than adding more and more in. You can overdo it and it can be such a pain. So basically, in order for us to save a lot of time, I'm going to delete basically 4 of those and create another instance of pulverizer. I'm basically just going to set this to a high pass and bring the frequency all the way to like 186 hertz or something. So we still get that very grungy sound, it's just we basically eliminated a ton of frequencies. So I'm going to nitpick with this last one and call it a video. Still some frequencies when I was starting to play that, so I'll do another one. Okay, so I want to take off limiter, I want to take my attack to slow, my release to auto, turn on soft clip, and make sure the amount is full, or 127. And I'll check you guys out in the next video.